Dalal's the miracle baby they never thought would live. Now performing for her delighted audience. She will need years of reconstructive surgery. The skin's growing over her eyes, making it hard for her to see. And her ears need entirely rebuilding. From her feet to her legs to her amputated hands, Dalal will need medical help for a long time. But she's made astonishing progress since she was rushed to hospital at the start of this year. She was covered in burns, barely alive, and all on her own. Her family's tent in Idlib in Syria went up in flames. The fire killed her elder sister Yasmin and left her with terrible burns, whilst her other 4 siblings and parents somehow managed to get out. She was transported to Turkey as a medical emergency, and we followed her fight to stay alive ever since. Her battle stunned the Turkish doctors and prompted an outpouring of generosity around the world. Against all the odds, in May she was well enough to leave the hospital which had been her and her father's home for more than 4 months. It was an emotional moment for the doctors who'd got so attached to her. And today is another milestone. Dalal's having her first outpatient laser treatment. Every step of this journey is full of pain for the toddler. She's anaesthetised so they can work trying to soften her tight and tender scars. All this treatment's possible only after some funds were provided by a family foundation who saw our report. After the laser, Dalal is sleepy and sore and very hungry and thirsty. She's learnt to cope with her injuries and is managing remarkably well. But her father anxiously calls the rest of the family still in Syria to reassure them she's okay. Dalal's mother Fatima and her siblings are in Idlib in a tent. This is the only way they've been able to see each other since the fire. They're just one family amongst millions of Syrian refugees who fled their homes to escape the war. But now they're finally leaving the camp. A British mother's raised thousands of pounds to help pay for passports and transport to reunite the family in Turkey. They leave behind thousands of other children sheltering in camps on the border. But before they depart Syria, without knowing if they'll ever be able to return, they go to the graveyard, filled with the victims of war, to say a last goodbye to their daughter Yasmin, who died in the fire. Speak to her, she beckons her other daughters. I love you, Yasmin, one says. We're going to see Dad now. I wish you were with us, says the other. Waiting at the border on the Turkish side is Dalal and her father Abdul Fattah. And when the children see their father and sister, they can't hold back. They're delighted to be able to cuddle Dalal and immediately shower her with affection. This is the first time they've been together in 6 months. Say hi to our friends, their father tells them. Fatima is heavily pregnant. The journey, the stress, the emotion of it all is enormous. She can barely believe she's reached safety and the family is one again. Now begins the task of mother and daughter getting to know each other again. Alex Crawford, Sky News, Turkey.